In this video tutorial, I am going to discuss about the furnaces those are used in casting. So let's begin. Actually, the types of furnaces most commonly used in foundries are: first one is cupolas. This is the most used furnace in casting. Second one is direct fuel fired furnaces. Third one is crucible furnaces. Fourth one is electric arc furnaces. The fifth one is induction furnaces. Actually, the furnace which one will we select, that depends upon such things, and these things are: first one is the casting alloy, the alloy which one we are going to cast, or by which one we are going to make some product. Second one, the melting and pouring temperature of that alloy. Third, the capacity requirements of the furnaces. So what capacity you need, that also identify the furnace. Fourth one is how much money you are going to invest. Fifth one, how you are going to make the operation and how you are going for the maintenance. And the last one is environmental pollution considerations, because we all should consider the environment. So let's talk about the cupolas. A cupola is a vertical cylindrical furnace equipped with a tapping spout near its base. Cupolas are used only for melting cast irons, and although other furnaces are also used, the largest tonnage of cast iron is melted in cupolas. So most of the cast irons are melted in cupolas. It consists of a large shell of steel plate lined with refractory. The charge, consisting of iron, coke, flux, and possible alloying elements, is loaded through a charging door located less than halfway up the height of the cupola. The iron is usually a mixture of pig iron and scrap. Coke is the fuel used to heat the furnace. Forced air is introduced through openings near the bottom of the shell for combustion of the coke. The flux is a basic compound such as limestone that reacts with coke, ash, and other impurities to form slag. The slag serves to cover the melt, protecting it from reaction with the environment inside the cupola and reducing heat loss. As the mixture is heated and melting of iron occurs, the furnace is periodically tapped to provide liquid metal for the pour. And there is a figure of cupola furnace. So at the bottom there is support, and after support there is sand bottom, and there is slack spout. This is the slack. This is the blower, this portion, and this is the charge, and this is a refractory lining. This is the charging floor, and there is charging door. This is the interior of the cupola, and this one is the external of the cupola. This is the steel shell, and this is the wine box, and these are the molten metal ready to be tapped. This is the plug or bot, and this is the tapping spout. Let's talk about direct fuel fired furnaces. A direct fuel fired furnaces contains a small open hearth in which the metal charge is heated by fuel burners located on the side of the furnace. The roof of the furnace assists the heating action by reflecting the flame down against the charge. Typical fuel is natural gas, and the combustion products exit the furnace through a stack. At the bottom of the hearth is a tap hole to release the molten metal. Direct fuel fired furnaces are generally used in casting for melting non-ferrous metals such as copper-based alloys and aluminium. Let's talk about crucible furnaces. These furnaces melt the metal without direct contact with a burning fuel mixture. For this reason, they are sometimes called indirect fuel-fired furnaces. Three types of crucible furnaces are used in foundries. They all utilize a container made out of a suitable refractory material or high-temperature steel alloy to hold the charge. In the lift-out crucible furnace, the crucible is placed in a furnace and heated sufficiently to melt the metal charge. Oil, gas, or powdered coal are typical fuels for these furnaces. When the metal is melted, the crucible is lifted out of the furnace and used as a pouring ladle. The other two types, sometimes referred to as pot furnaces, have the heating furnace and container as one integral unit. In the stationary pot furnace, the furnace is stationary and the molten metal is ladled out of the container. In the tilting pot furnace, the entire assembly can be tilted for pouring. Crucible furnaces are used for non-ferrous metals such as bronze, brass, and alloys of zinc and aluminium. Furnace capacities are generally limited to 700 pounds. And there are three figures. And first one is this is a lift out crucible. This is stationary pot, and this one is tilting pot furnace. Let's talk about electric arc furnaces. In this furnace type, the charge is melted by heat generated from an electric arc. Various configurations are available with 2 or 3 electrodes. Power consumption is high, but electric arc furnaces can be designed for high melting capacity and they are used primarily for casting steel. And there is a figure of electric furnace. So at the top there is electrode, 1 to 3 electrodes. This is roof, which can be removed. This is tapping spout, and this is a direction of tilting for pouring the heat. This is a refractory lining. This one is slack spout. This is the molten steel. This is a molten steel, and this is tilting mechanism occurs here. So let's do the last one, that is induction furnaces. An induction furnace used alternating current passing through a coil to develop a magnetic field in the metal. The resulting induced current causes rapid heating and melting of the metal. The electromagnetic force field causes a mixing action to occur in the liquid metal. Also, since the metal does not come in direct contact with the heating elements, the environment in which melting takes place can be closely controlled. All of this results in molten metals of high quality and purity. And induction furnaces are used for nearly any casting alloy when these requirements are important. Melting steel, cast iron, and aluminium alloys are common applications in foundry work. And this is a figure, and this is the molten metal. This is the cover of the furnace, and this is the copper induction coils. These are the copper induction coils, and this is the refractory material. And thank you for being with patience.